Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into some really interesting historical source material.
Yeah, we're focusing on excerpts from William Boericke's Homeopathic Materia Medica.
Right, specifically looking at a substance called Arbutus Andrachne,
You might know it as the strawberry tree.
the strawberry tree. Exactly. And our mission today, well, it's really to understand what this specific text reports about it.
Exactly. What are its reported characteristics, its uses, basically its place within Boericke's framework in this Materia Medica. We're sticking strictly to what the source actually says.
Right, just the source. So, jumping straight in, what's the primary link Boericke's text makes for Arbutus Andrachne?
Well, according to this source, the main thing is its reported use as a remedy for eczema.
Eczema.
But it's described as a very specific type. It's eczema that it's linked with.
Yeah.
The text calls them gouty and rheumatic symptoms.
Okay, so not just any eczema then. It's one that reportedly has this underlying connection, to joint issues or inflammation, according to Boericke.
Precisely. That reported link is key here.
So, how does the source flesh that out? What other sort of related uses are mentioned that connect to that gouty or rheumatic idea?
It does expand on it. It lists arthritis as another reported application.
Arthritis, right. Makes sense.
And it notes specifically problems in the larger joints. That's what the text points out.
Larger joints is interesting.
But it also mentions lumbago,
which is lower back pain, basically.
Yeah, essentially lower back pain. That's another condition the source reports it being used for.
Okay, so you can see a reported pattern here. Skin issues, joint discomfort, muscle pain, particularly the bigger joints in the lower back. The text also mentions something about urine.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
The source states the urine is reportedly rendered more clear.
Rendered more clear, okay.
That's the phrasing in the text.
And this is where that reported connection between skin and joints gets really quite fascinating in this text. There's something about symptoms moving.
Yes, that's described in the source. And it's really noteworthy. It's this reported symptom shift. The text explicitly says symptoms reportedly shift from skin to joints.
Wow. Shift from skin to joints.
Yeah, it suggests that within this system, Boericke is describing a problem showing up as eczema might, according to the source, kind of move and then reappear as joint symptoms.
So skin problems might clear up, reportedly, but then joint issues pop up, or maybe the other way around. That really ties the eczema and arthritis uses together directly, doesn't it? Based on this text.
It absolutely does within this framework described.
The source also lists vesicle symptoms. What does the text report there?
That's another specific reported use, vesicle symptoms, which, according to the source, points to symptoms related to the bladder.
Okay, bladder symptoms too. So we've got this picture emerging from the text. Eczema linked to gout rheumatism, reported use for arthritis in larger joints, lumbago, clearing urine, bladder issues.
And that really interesting reported symptom shift between skin and joints.
Exactly. Now, the source also has a relationships section. What does it report Arbutus Andrachne is related to?
Right. The relationship section in this specific source lists 4 other substances.
Okay.
They are arbutin, ledum, bryonia, and calmia. Those are the ones the text explicitly reports as having some kind of connection or similarity to Arbutus Andrachne in this particular system.
Arbutin, ledum, bryonia, calmia. Got it. And finally, what about the dose? Does the source give specifics?
It does. The dosage information provided in this text is tincture to third potency.
Tincture to third potency. Can you just briefly explain what that means in this context?
Sure. A tincture is, it's a liquid extract of the substance. And third potency refers to a specific level of dilution and preparation used within this historical homeopathic system.
Right. So that's the precise dose the source reports.
That's what's written in this specific text, yes.
Okay. I think that gives us a really clear picture of what the specific historical source, Boericke's Materia Medica, reports about Arbutus Andrachne.
Yeah, the key reported associations are definitely that eczema tied to rheumatic issues, the arthritis in larger joints, lumbago, the urine effect, bladder symptoms.
And that remarkable reported symptom shift, plus the relationships and the dose.
Exactly. That sums up the core information on Arbutus Andrachne from these excerpts.
So, thinking about this deep dive, what does it mean for you, the listener? Well, maybe consider how this historical source reportedly categorizes things, how it links symptoms that seem quite different, like skin problems and joint pain.
Yeah, and that whole concept described in the text of symptoms potentially shifting between body systems.
Right. It's a glimpse into a very specific historical way of viewing illness and the reported connections between substances, as described solely in this text. It certainly makes you think about how symptom relationships have been framed in different ways across history.